This isn't going to be a news flash for most people, especially in the Sussex squad, but there is definitely a dark plot to turn Harry and Meghan into a toxic brand, an active, desperate plot among several collaborators and co conspirators to turn Harry and Meghan's brand into a toxic brand. And this woman, Kinsey Schofield, is a key part of it. She's relatively new. I mean, I didn't see her like 7 years ago, 6 years ago. She's relatively new on the scene. But I think she was brought in specifically to put a pretty face on this anti Meghan campaign so that she has credibility with her audience, right? She's not a Dan Wootton, she's not a Piers Morgan. She's female, she's not ugly. She's heavy set, but she's not ugly. And so the idea, I think, for bringing her on and paying her the big bucks is to give this campaign, this vendetta, this conspiracy, a veneer of respectability. I mean, can I use that word without choking? I mean, she has a specific role in this conspiracy, in my opinion, right? But there is no question in my mind that there is an active plot to turn Meghan and Harry's brand into such a toxic and radioactive brand that nobody wants to touch them anymore. I mean, now they have Netflix and they had Spotify at one point and so on, but they're working their hardest and their damnedest to even get Netflix to cut ties with Harry and Meghan. Now, a lot of people in Sussex Squad disagree with me. Like when I talk about stuff like this, I get comments from Sussex Squad. Oh, you're so negative. Oh, you're so this or you're so that. Maybe I'm negative, right? But I think I'm also someone who thinks below and above and around the obvious. I'm not one of those people, okay, Meghan is out in a beautiful outfit. I talk about it, but there's more going on than just that, right? I think you have to look under all of that and behind all of that and around all of that to really understand all the moving parts, what's really going on here. And I see an active conspiracy to turn Harry and Meghan's brand into a toxic brand so that no matter what the Sussex Squad does, and the Sussex Squad, I think, is very strong, very effective, but seriously outnumbered. I mean, we are seriously outnumbered. You want to talk about viewership, even the best Sussex Squad channels are not getting 100,000 views on a video. They're just not on average. I mean, let me know. Maybe Tisa Tells does, but she's not a strictly Sussex Squad. She does other things. But as far as people who are in the Sussex Squad and regularly making videos, it's still very modest. I mean, 4,000, 5,000 is one of the most successful, I think, is like Sussex Squad Family TV with Brian. He does very well. But compared to people like Dan Wootton and Kinsey Schofield and all of this other toxic negativity that spreads, this spreads. It's like a foul odor. It spreads. It doesn't stay contained. I think that, the positive voices about Meghan and Harry are outnumbered. What can Harry and Meghan do about it? I don't know. I'm not an expert. I know they have, agents and so on who obviously are advising them. And, they keep going. I mean, these two people are very resilient. I just worry that resilience alone is not enough to counter what I think is a deliberate attempt to turn the brand toxic. I mean, look at what that woman in Africa did with Senti Ballet, for example. I mean, I never dreamt that Harry would no longer be part of Senti Ballet. You know, they inch by inch by inch by inch, they are turning the brand toxic, and they're making inroads because they realize that Harry and Meghan are a force to be reckoned with. And it's going to take a lot of focus, a lot of repetition, a lot of effort, a lot of push, a lot of hands, a lot of voices to turn this brand toxic. And as powerful as Harry and Meghan are, just naturally so, and as dedicated and loyal as their fans are, I still worry. I still worry that these people are making inroads. And yeah, as I said, I'm not really sure what Harry and Meghan can do about it, but I see an intentional conspiracy in place to turn the brand into a toxic brand. I mean, you only have to search on YouTube Meghan Markle updates. Just search Meghan Markle updates. I mean, it's something to stop and look at and analyze and take seriously. Like you can't just bury your head in the sand and say Meghan looks great. She's wearing a beautiful outfit. She sold out the Jam. It's not enough. It's not enough. Now, what they can do, as I said, I'm not sure. I'm not an expert in this kind of stuff. I do think to the and I said this before and someone said you're very negative. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'm just negative. But I would think about exposure. I would think about exposure a little bit, because the more content they give Harry and Meghan, is the more their fans love it. I love it. But it's also the more ammunition that you give to the co-conspirators to make the brand just a little bit more toxic with each exposure, if that makes sense, right? If that makes sense. And I think it's something that their strategists need to look at, right? I mean, there are two different types of people that Harry and Meghan need. They need their fans and they need their strategists. And the two may be very, very different mindsets, you see. They need the right strategists to counter what is going on here with the Kinsey Schofields and that whole aspect of social media that is growing by leaps and bounds in comparison to the people who support Harry and Meghan, right? And again, it's not just about the fan base, it's also about what's happening to the brand underneath that, as we all look in fandom at Harry and Meghan. I mean, we love Harry and Meghan. It's not enough. Love is not enough. Love has nothing to do with any of this. We need a strategy here, guys. These people are making serious inroads with the attempt to completely toxify brand Harry and Meghan. It's a conspiracy. It's a vendetta. It is real. It is growing. And Harry and Meghan need to counter it, in my opinion.